That's for real. That is for real. Um, that's true what you say. People don't realize words, and like when you get famous, you have to shield yourself from words because if you only know 10 people and only 10 people know you, the only people who can say something painful to you are your 10 people that you trust and you know. So it's your clan, it's yours. So sometimes, yeah, you hurt your friends hurt you because you are fighting or whatever, but then, you patch up and you make up. But when it's strangers, sometimes you're not ready. Sometimes, you're gonna sing a song and you're gonna do your career. And some people will come talk about your physique, which makes no sense. Why are you talking about my physique when I'm here to sing? Why do you care about how I look when we are supposed to talk about my song? And I remember this artist. She had a huge hit in the Zouk world. She had a huge hit, but she was very shy as a person. Sonia Dersion. She was super shy. And on stage, she kind of didn't move. She was just like, naturel, ooh, that's it. But she was not really like, she was a shy person. And I'm not sure if I had a conversation with her, but I think one day she told me, look, I don't like being famous. And I was like, what you mean? And she was like, oh, listen, I'm really enjoying the fact that I have fans, that people love my songs, etc., etc. But I mean, I don't like this attention, and I don't like people who cared about who I am with, who's my boyfriend, like all these things. Or like, why do they care? You see what I mean? And I was like, well, I see what you mean. It was like, and she was like, I mean, I love singing my songs, but I mean, I don't want to be like you guys. You sing, you dance, you do choreographies, whatever. I just like to sing. I came to sing. I didn't come to, dress a certain way, be like a diva, whatever. And I was like, I understand what you mean. I remember doing a studio session with her. I produced a track on her album, and I also invited her on one of my albums. And when we did the studio session, she was so shy to sing in the studio that I told everybody to leave. And there were some friends, whatever. I told everybody, please, can you go to the office, order some food, order some pizza, whatever, chill, and we will call you when we are done recording, when I start mixing, because she cannot deal with all the energy in the room. She just needs to be fine. And what I did, I remember I sent somebody to buy some candles. I closed all the lights in the studio and I just put some candles in there just to see what I was doing. I turned the lights on my side and I started recording her. And I was like, are you comfortable now? And she was like, yeah, thank you. I was like, okay, let's record. And then we recorded the song fast. But when there was a lot of people, in my studio session, everybody's laughing, everybody's talking, everybody's like, and she could not handle it. And you have to protect that energy. And I know how to do it because I know how to handle artists. But when you end up being with, when you are outside and there's no Kaysha to protect you, or your production maybe doesn't care about that, or they don't really realize that you need that. Listen, sometimes you take the plane with your manager or with a booking agent that is not really somebody who's protecting your interest. They're just here to take the money and make sure that nothing happens to you, like physically harm you, but they don't really care about your space. If you are a very sensitive person like her and you end up going to this big festival where maybe there's going to be like 10,000 people, 50,000 people plus 10 other artists, and then the backstage is like, even if everybody has their own backstage, everybody's like meeting in this place where there's everybody, and you're gonna end up with some artists that are, they are seeking fame, some people that are too much, whatever, and some people that bring people from the public in the on the other side, whatever, and all of a sudden you don't feel safe. And then you might be you might end up in a place where everywhere you go, you perform, there's always a risk or somebody going crazy or whatever. Or maybe one day you do this show and you're a woman and the security doesn't react or whatever. Maybe there's something that the security had to take care of, so the stage is not secure, and all of a sudden you have like guys that jump on the stage and they try to hug you, whatever, and all of a sudden you don't feel safe anymore. And listen, me, every show I do, I always ask for somebody to be there, security. I need at least one person on my right, one person on my left, that I can tell them, hey, because you never know. And sometimes girls like her, they just realize that I don't want to be here. And they are amazing singers doing amazing songs. And we lose them as singers because they don't want what comes with it. They want to sing. They want to express themselves. But they don't want everything that comes with being famous, which means being exposed, having your life exposed, having your secrets exposed, everybody knowing who you are with, everybody talking about who you are with, not being able to have a romantic dinner without somebody taking a photo of people seeing you, whatever it is. You might be super protective of your space or your children or your family or your parents or your brothers, whatever. And all of a sudden, when you say, hey, I want to sing, I want to make money from my work, but I don't want the rest. And people reply to you, hey, you choose this. We are owned, knowing everything. And hey, if you didn't want this, you should have chosen another job. And I'm like, fuck you guys. It's not up to you to decide. First of all, like, it's I mean, listen, me, I navigate fine, right? But I had some times where I was like, I mean, listen, why do people care about people's sexuality? Why do people care about this? That I understand. You're famous, they love you, they want to know everything about you. But can they know they want it, but are they own this? There's a difference between the two. And the problem with a lot of fans and a lot of music listeners or a lot of people is that they don't understand that what they want is not something that is owned. It's not a right. It's something, yeah, you want to know everything about me? Great. You will know what you will know. But you don't have the right to know everything because I'm famous or because you bought a CD. You bought a CD, it cost you $10, you have your CD, the transaction is done. I don't owe you anything anymore. Because in the CD, there's the music you bought. It's the same thing as when you buy a milk. You don't owe the cow or the milk factory, they don't owe you nothing other than, is the milk good? It's good, fine. Come again and buy some more. And in fame, there's this thing where some fans believe that they can do and they can say everything. And even worse, the people who are not your fans, who are not your supporters, who don't come and support you with a super chat, they think they can come and say whatever they want. And they think, oh, listen, you're a public person, so public can say what they want. Fuck you. No, they can't. You decide what are your limits. And it's harder and harder with the internet. Back in the days, you had like in France, we had a girl called Mylène Farmer. Nobody knew nothing about her. She would appear, do her shows, and then she would disappear. And then she would reappear, do a show. Everybody would go crazy. Everybody, all the fans were there, etc. And then after that, she disappears again. But in the age of social media, internet, Instagram, whatever, yeah, listen. People think they can comment everything and they can say whatever they want. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, sometimes you have to go deep. There are so many lost souls out there who don't realize that people who achieve different levels of fame are still just people at the end of the day too. What can I say? This is so true. This is so true. So everybody want to invite me to the Chinese restaurant now? As long as you're happy doing something that you love, this is what counts. It's not about fame. Like, I'm an artist, so I have my work such as paints and drawing, but I don't have recognition for it, but I'm happy. You have to watch my episode about NFTs, Solange. Actually, I sold 2 paintings digitally with NFTs this weekend. I made $700 from 2 paintings that yeah. And so as an artist, that's a great way of making income from your work. And yeah, let's just say, like, you know, the problem is that some people, they do it for the fame. And this is more dangerous for those people. Those who don't care about fame, I mean, you know, fame arrives and fame arrives. You know, it's not their problem. But some people, you know, if you only do it because you want to be famous, or maybe you didn't do because you want to be famous, but once you are famous, you want to stay famous because you love it. You love the attention. You love everything that comes with it, the perks. And then some people will do everything so that they can stay famous because they crave the dopamine, the attention. And hey, listen, the problem is when you stop being famous, it might hurt you, because maybe your whole life was, I want to be famous. My life is, I want to do dope ass music. I want to do great beats. I want to do great content. I want to do content that people enjoy, like here, having conversation for people, knowing that I had 400 people watching me. This is great for me. And if it makes me famous, okay, it's part of the whole thing. I understand, I accept it, and I enjoy it. There's a lot of things about fame that I enjoy, and there's a lot of things that I don't. Listen, when you go through a breakup with somebody that you really love, and you are really heartbroken, and you are not well, but you have to go perform, and you have to keep posting or keep doing this, and you had to do a video, or you had to do a post because you've been paid for it, or some interviews, and all you want to do is be in bed and cry. Well, because you're famous and because this is your work, you have to go do your work. And it's hard, because you might tell your manager, hey, listen, please, I don't want to do shows. And she's going to be like, we have 3 months of shows ahead of us, and we have like shows every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday. And we have 10 flights in the next 3 months. So 10 flights, 20 trains, and 5 car rides. And I'm sorry, but everything has been paid already. So you're going to have to find it new. And yeah, you have to find it in you. one day, my mother was between life and death, and she was in Abidjan. But at that time, she lived in Abidjan, and I came to perform, and I also came to see my parents. And my mom was at the hospital, and it was like, listen, life and death situation. It was either she makes it alive, or either she's dead tomorrow. And I had a show the next day, and I didn't want to go, but at the same time, I had to be professional because everything was paid already. And I told my manager, hey, listen, I'll give them the money back, etc. And they were like, you really have to come. And if you want, you come, you do your show. And you know, you wait, let me block that nigga. Oh no, it was already whatever. So yeah, you know, you end up having to go, and when you go, well, I was in the plane praying, and then I arrived in France to perform, and so I arrived at 8 p.m. cold Africa, still no news, still waiting. Then I went to perform, and while I was performing, I didn't even think about my show. I was thinking about my mom. I was praying in my head. I was hoping. And then once the show was over, I had a message in my phone from my dad or cousin, I don't remember, telling me that everything went fine, and she's fine, she's safe, don't worry, whatever. And take the first plane in the morning. In the morning, I took a plane again, and I went back. And when I arrived there, she was fine. You know, she was fine. But you know, it's those things happen when you might be here performing and stuff, but people have no idea what happens in your life. And hey, listen, it's the thing. Like, I did shows here where I was having a bad day, but you know, I was doing if I'm really having a bad day, I just don't do the show. But sometimes, yeah, listen, bad news, bad things, whatever, or fight with the wife, something, and you're not in the mood, but you know, you come and sometimes this is what you need to be fine, and then the next day, you know, things are fine again. And because you are famous, sometimes those things happen in front of people. You know, a bad breakup or whatever. Or hey, imagine when you are famous, your boyfriend or your husband is famous, for example, and those people are divorcing, and everybody's talking about it, and everybody's giving their opinion, and everybody's saying this is because of that, whatever, and nobody knows the truth, but it's entertainment for everybody. And he deserved it, or she's a bitch anyway, whatever. But you don't know if those people are miserable. And when you tell the people, like, you know, maybe they're miserable, people say, they have money. Money doesn't make you happy. Even if you are in a mansion and you're making all this money, when you are heartbroken, you are heartbroken. It feels the same even if you're rich. Trust me, I know it. I remember, like, 9 years ago or 8 years ago, I was heartbroken, and I was living on a beautiful penthouse, and I was every day walking at the beach, and I was miserable. And yeah, you're so beautiful, you're great, I love your song. Yeah, thanks. You're still miserable because even if the whole world loves you, if you love just one person and that person doesn't love you back or whatever, did something to you, what you gonna do? You know? Hey. My 16-year-old daughter now has 6,000 followers from IG, from being a battle dancer, and she gets recognized all the time, even at the job at McDonald's, and she hates it. You have to give me her IG. I will follow her. Hey, what up, brother? How is Senegal treating you? Yep, listen, more money, more expenses, more problems. Ah, you see, I just, damn. Oh my God. So where were you? Oof. Well, let me see. I have to. The eternal trap of validation seeking. Yeah, exactly, brother. Yeah, well, I try. I try. I do. Better to sleep and share a bed with a lion than to be surrounded with fake friends. Fake friends is, yeah. Fake friends is a nightmare. Oh my God. Yep. Listen. If you believe in God, this is God sending you a message. If you believe in karma, this is karma sending you a message. If you believe in energy, this is energy that is telling you something. And yeah, listen, that's crazy. You you spend like a third of your money on a chain and it gets stolen. Oh my God. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. That's beautiful. I just worked with a DJ in South Africa called Vanko, and he told me the same thing. He told me his mom introduced me to his work. That's when you feel old. That you're like, wait a minute, your mom is my fan. She's like, and then you're like, oh yeah, well, yo, it's but that's beautiful. Lots of love to your mom. Tell her bisous bisous. Beijinhos to your mom.